Now you talked about a bird with wings and a bird with eating a big prey. You talked about the sunflower that's somehow developed to be fire retardant, or it sprouts well after fire. How or why did the species develop this structure and function? You touched about on the climate part.
Yeah.
Is there something more to it about how a living thing develops that?
I think it just has to be like really familiar. Like it has to be like really familiar with its surrounding habitat. Like just like being familiar with it makes it adapt the way that it is. And
What do you mean by familiar?
it's like something they kind of do every day, like trial and error. Like get used to doing something one way, or like they'll try it this way and they realize that doesn't work, so maybe they'll take it a step further and like do something else with it or something like that.
Did you ever hear how birds came to be? Do you know where birds come from? What they evolved from?
No? Well, I can guess, but...
What do you want to guess?
Well, I can guess that fish, they somehow, since they have fins, right? And then they somehow like got onto land, and then instead of fins, they just grew wings, but I'm just guessing.
It's not too far off. Maybe that's part of the process, but the part that I know is that birds developed from certain dinosaurs.
Okay.
And these dinosaurs used to live on the ground. They didn't fly. So the question is, and this is a hard one. How did a dinosaur go from being on the ground to flying? Like, what made that transition happen? Can you make a guess?
Well, I would think that the dinosaurs have like some sort of arms and like hands and like this kind of structure. I feel like it would use its hand like to reach long distances or something like that, or like to get fruit off of trees. They couldn't reach it with their mouths; they'd use their hands, or the structure, whatever. And so I'm guessing it would like grow longer, and then just having it longer, it was just too heavy to carry around. And so I guess that would go into wings, I guess.
Do you know how evolution works?
I have a good idea how evolution works.
Can you tell me really quickly how you think evolution works?
I think evolution works when I feel like when a part of a body is like something that we don't use anymore, and say we don't need it, I feel like after a while it just goes away, kind of like that whole explanation. Like, you know, in the fetus, and then it like, I forgot like what kind of, but while we're in that whole fetus stage, we have like gills or something like that. And then later we get, like as we grow, like we get rid of it because we don't need it anymore. And then so some parts that we don't need, they just stop going, etc.
Okay, so we lose traits that we no longer need.
Yeah.
How about things that we do need? How do we evolve? Like,
from that, I think the traits that we do need, like when it comes to, I forgot the term, but like when we're competing for something and we use something that's, we have something that's very resourceful to use in like a competition, and then say there's like a side that has a trait that's really effective, and then the other one doesn't, so we kind of like that this group wouldn't do as well as this group because this one has an advantage, so it would go over it, and then we would, like more people would have this advantage trait because this one is like declining.
Perfect. And that trait is called a mutation.
Yeah.
That's how evolution happens, is certain things have this trait, this mutation, that allows them to have a different structure, which allows them to survive and to function differently, right? So back to the dinosaur. I'm going to tell you that the dinosaurs that developed into or evolved into birds, they ate